The streets of England have been overflowing with countless numbers of people celebrating and supporting the terrible actions of Hamas against Israel. In this clip, I'm going to show you a former member of European Parliament, and he's going to say some very important and very truthful things.
Well, it's the morning after the night before in London, and you can see all over the newspapers pictures such as this. The media are getting this all wrong. They're saying Palestinian protests. No, they weren't protests. They were celebrations. They were pro-Hamas celebrations taking place on the streets of London, Brighton, Manchester, and indeed Newcastle as well. They are celebrating kidnap, rape, and murder. They are coming out with some of the most appalling slogans, incitements to violence. This is pure racism. And yet, if I was to make a single comment on GB News or elsewhere that was deemed to be Islamophobic, I would be closed down. Something is going very, very badly wrong here.
This is truth. What we are seeing right now, not just in England, but in cities around the world, people celebrating some of the most heinous actions that can be taken on other human beings. In fact, we see many mocking these deaths, showing videos of these deaths in these protests and celebrations. Stuff like this.
Are you people dead? Are you people dead? Yes. Oh, good. Good. Are they dead? Oh, good. That's your boy! That's your boy!
Don't be fooled. The worst of it is not over. What we have seen in Israel is just the beginning. Cities across the Western world have been infiltrated with this type of ideology. Individuals who have been welcomed into these cities now openly mocking the deaths of innocent civilians at the hands of terrorist organizations. Contrast this with the type of assemblies we're seeing from those who are supporting Israel. I assure you, one of these sides is pure evil, and our brain-dead leaders have allowed this to happen. They've allowed this type of ideology to infiltrate itself into our cities in the name of progress. See, we're open arms to all people to come in here. That's fine. I'm all for that. But when you come into a new place or a new city, you need to adopt to the ways of that place. Not fully, of course. Keep your own celebrations. Keep your own traditions. Those things are great. But this type of stuff, Islam is told to us as a religion of peace. Yet we're seeing millions around the world openly mocking the deaths of innocent civilians. Where are those who are coming out against this? And then if you even bring this up, they will say to your face, you disgusting hypocrite, look at all the stuff that your group has done in the past or what you've done in the past. How long is that going to happen? 2,000 years from now, you're going to say the same exact thing? I mean, let's look at what's going on right now. I can assure you, if there was any group that I associated with who did anything remotely as disgusting as what Hamas just did to Israel, I would out and out reject everything they did and everything they stand for. But the reality of the situation is the people who are celebrating what Hamas did like this. This is what they want. And if the positions were reversed, they would not give the same type of grace to Israel or us. They would take us out in a second if they could. They would completely overtake override every city they could in the name of Islam. Many of these celebrations that are happening, we're seeing the speakers saying it is time for the world to accept Allah as their God. They are using this as a jump-off point. Listen to me carefully. This is the beginning, not the end. And honestly, you are going to have to choose which side you stand on. You are not going to be allowed to be a neutral party. And for me, I stand on the side of Jesus. I see what's happening in this world. I see what the Bible has said. And I will bow my knee to no other except for the Son of God, Jesus Christ. In him and in him alone I trust, and in no man, no other religion, no other God. I hope you too have already made the decision for yourself, or maybe, possibly, in the near future, because I don't foresee the situation getting any better.